What are the signs of labor at 38 weeks pregnant?
I'm assuming you aren't dealing with the obvious, like waking up in a pool of bodily fluids and realizing you didn't pee on yourself.
I know that when the amniotic sac breaks, it doesn't smell like pee, though if you're standing there, other people think it looks like it.
One of the signs of labor at 38 weeks or any other week is when the water breaks. Another is when you have that mucus plug fall out.
There's so much vaginal discharge I might not notice it.
If you see blood in the vaginal discharge, you may be in early labor or there's something else wrong that needs medical attention.
I know that the hormones that increase extra blood supply down there can cause some blood if you've had sex or have some sort of irritation down there.
Only you know if you've had a tampon in there to capture all the vaginal discharge and ended up irritating something down there, and I'm hoping this isn't a sign of an STD flare-up.
I don't have an STD, though I understand sores down there can weep blood if it is bad.
If you feel pelvic pressure, that's a potential sign of labor.
As long as you don't have a bladder infection.
I'm assuming you know what the burning sensation when you pee and problems peeing mean that it doesn't get to that point. But if it becomes a bladder infection, you could feel pain as the bladder pulses and blood in the urine.
But that blood would only show up when I pee, and not get mistaken for early labor bleeding.
There's the old-fashioned back pains as a sign of labor.
Being that I'm 9 months pregnant, it could be a sign everything is normal.
If you take a hot shower and it doesn't help, or you take a walk and it gets worse, you're in labor. If the muscle pains are in the upper back or ease when you take steps literally to relieve them, you aren't in labor.
I know that a particular muscle group straining isn't a sign of labor.
If you have muscle contractions that are the Braxton Hicks contractions, they will ripple across the stomach and then stop. If the muscles contract again 10 or 15 minutes, it may be early labor.
Because I'm that far along, the practice contractions may be several times a day.
Note when one happens, and if the next happens within 20 minutes, write it down. Go take a nap, and if it is hard enough to wake you up, it isn't practice.
Then I want to sleep through the next couple because I'm not going to be able to sleep for the next 10 hours.
If the contractions are every 10 minutes and the intervals are getting shorter, you are in labor.
That's the classic definition of being in labor.
Many people have nausea or even vomiting and diarrhea when you have the contractions first start.
That sounds more like foodborne illness.
If you have stomach pains and vomit or poop a lot, and then the stomach pains are getting worse while the vomiting and pooping stop, you're probably in labor.
Are you sure that isn't appendicitis?
Appendicitis can happen if you are pregnant, but you'll have sharp pain in one place, not general stomach pain, and whether it is gallbladder disease or appendicitis, these conditions won't come with back pains.
That would be the only time I'd say I hope it is just really bad back pains.